to them. The All-Seeing Guys. The All-Seeing Guys. With Greg and Joe. The All-Seeing Guys. The All-Seeing Guys. Greg and Joe.
Hello, welcome to episode 202 of the All Seeing Guys podcast with Greg and Joe. I, of course, am Greg, and I'm not joined by Joe. He's not here, it's just me at the moment. Bit of a different episode this time. We met up with our friend American Rhys, who was last on the podcast 5 years ago, I believe. We caught up with him in Kingston, sat in the beer garden at Druid's Head in a nice little hut. It wasn't too rickety, it was fine. But we sat in there with the Zoom mic, had a few beers and caught up with American Rhys, who since we last saw him has pretty much been out touring on the road, doing sound tech for bands such as Dying Fetus, and having an absolute blast. So yeah, we caught up with him, had a few beers. Yeah, it was awesome. Here we go, enjoy. The big question is, are you still skateboarding?
Dude, that's funny. I was going to text you guys, right? I was like, whoa, it takes so much longer to get everywhere here not riding a skateboard. I don't know I could do that shit anymore, man.
I mean, the last time was you nearly got hit by a car, right?
Yeah, that's how we said it. So I've sent you, what was the date he was last on?
Let me unlock my phone.
Yeah, so the last episode Rhys was on?
Was that's episode 200 it says. Well, I am poorly see.
So
I had one thing.
I sent
had
you
to
all
do
the information.
one thing. 7th of March. No, that's not right. Sorry. The 24th of April, 2018.
So that's when the episode came out.
Wow,
so
yeah,
we
almost 5
probably
years.
Episode
almost
76.
we probably recorded it not long before then, so almost 5 years to the date.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's
that's
pretty close.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
almost April right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
How about that?
And what was the episode called?
Crazy.
What was it called again?
Where's the mashed potatoes at? With the Rhys Welshman.
Oh, man. Well, you guys, I mean, I feel like...
Wasn't it? I think that was a conversation about KFC and that they had they do mashed
They
potatoes.
do have mashed potatoes there. But well, now you guys know because you have Popeyes now.
Apparently so.
I haven't seen one. We've got Wendy's now in Kingston.
Okay, so we had Wendy's in like Birmingham or whatever. Super mid.
Yeah.
Not great.
So I get a lot of jokes at work because I told everyone that I went to Wendy's in Kingston and had a Baconator.
Baconators are great.
And it was so great, and it's a running joke now. Every time I'm going to lunch, enjoy your Baconator. And there's a great. Do you remember Super Nanny? Do you remember like that TV show Super Nanny?
with like the
Where
hostile
the
children.
nanny
with the, like,
goes into the
super
shitty
hot
kids.
nanny that's like
She
all
wasn't that
about
hot.
being negative.
Maybe in the
and
American
stuff.
version, but
Sorry,
but the English Super
been
Nanny.
on a bus with 16
like this.
dudes for the past.
I think it's Super. It could have been Wife Swap actually, but it might be
I
Wife
was going
Swap
to
or
say, because
Super
what Rhys
Nanny.
was describing there is the XX parody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was
That's not
Superman.
you guys were talking about.
No.
It might.
That's a real show.
Oh Jesus,
God
Joe.
damn.
It might have been Wife Swap. Basically, I think. Let's go.
Oh, well, I have seen that on Pornhub.
Let's go with Wife Swap for now. So the new mum comes in, the new wife, and she's taking out all the junk food out the fridge. And there's this little,
Oh, the kid runs away.
The little
And then-
chicken
and then-
nugget, and the little kid's going nuts. And he's like, and she throws away his bacon, and he's like, "Bacon is good for me. You've crossed the line." And that's what they keep. I'll walk past on at work, and they'll just go, "Bacon is good for me. Enjoy your baconator, Greg."
Jedi.
But you know what? I will, because
Yeah,
it's
fucking
like
right.
they haven't said.
fair,
I remember when
I
the
only had it
Baconator
once. It
came
was
out.
good, though. It was
I remember
good.
when the Baconator came out, and like. I was like, yeah, that's fucking genius. it's a sandwich called the Baconator.
In classic, like almost McDonald's style, though, when you go and you order a Baconator, and the picture is literally about the size of your head.
No, and then it's just
And
like
then when it comes out,
very
it's
manageable
when it
press.
comes
Yeah.
out, it's like
Yeah.
it's like an inch
It's
thick.
the classic sort of what's the fucking
It's like an inch thick.
falling down scene, isn't it, where he orders?
Yeah.
Yeah, falling it down. Yeah.
This really. I like that. The great thing about that is that whole scene is that he's just like, he goes on this massive rant. Can anyone tell me what the fuck is wrong with this? And then this like a 7-year-old kid just puts his hands up and it's just like, yeah, I've got the answers. And it's just
Yeah.
like, step up.
But I did go to Dirty Bones in Carnaby Street the other week for the first time in years. I used to go there quite a lot with Trevor and Tori.
Yeah.
We used to call ourselves Mission Meat Possible, and we would seek out good burger and meat joints and just go eat them. We went there recently, and I re-had the Big Mac Daddy burger, which is the mac and cheese
Big
burger,
Mac.
and it was fucking awesome. Oh, it was so good, man. It was so
That sort
good.
of thing would kill me now.
It was so good. It was good, man.
Can't do
Really,
shit like that
really
anymore.
fucking
No?
good.
No, man. Yeah, I've become so docile with food.
Have you got a I don't want to even say sensitive palate.
Not
but,
really.
like,
No, it's not the palate. Like, I'll still do the like.
That's such an aged thing to
I know.
say. Do you have a sensitive palate now?
It makes me sound like such a dick. Like,
How are you
I just-
doing, Rhys? It's been a long time. How's your palate?
Yeah, how's your palate? It's true though.
I worry about your palate,
That's
mate.
real life though, man. That's the real shit.
You got so used to bland English food, and then you've gone back to America, and you're touring.
Yeah.
So you're getting a lot of your palate is experiencing a lot.
It's yeah, like every time I come back here, it's like you guys just don't season your fucking food.
No,
Like,
no,
Jesus
apparently
Christ.
not. No,
Oh my god.
we try.
No, you don't.
no, that's us trying.
That's already like halfway for us in terms of this chicken nugget's a bit too seasoned.
Ooh, this mayonnaise is so
maybe we need to
spicy.
dial back on
Exactly.
maybe we need to dial back on the chicken and put more on the nugget.
It's certainly surprising. Yeah, like because I'm with people who tour right now, at least, and have been for the past like 2 to 3 weeks, who tour mostly America all the time. And touring America is one of the best things about it. Is food.
Yeah.
Like the food.
Oh fuck yeah!
You get to try all the regional stuff, you know, and that's like part
Do you
of.
ever if you're doing like certain states? Do you ever like bring up like a
Yeah.
diners drive-in and dine?
No, you don't need to.
like,
Usually,
diners?
once you do it a couple times, you know the fucking
You just know the
spot.
places.
Yeah, like
That's
Nashville
fair
hot
enough.
chicken, like cheesesteaks in Philly. You know, like just it's best to just go with the flow, like
Nice.
as
Yeah.
opposed to like, oh well, I'm gonna eat Thai unless it's Thai, because Thai is good anywhere usually.
Oh
Do you
fuck
know
yeah!
what's
Have you
interesting?
noticed how like I'm sorry, but there's Asian people everywhere now.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, there is. Not that we're against that.
No, because they're bringing like amazing food along
Well,
with them.
so now there's like down near, you know where the Wingstop is near Wilco's.
I do know.
It used to be
Yeah,
Pizza
yeah,
Hut,
yeah.
didn't it? Yeah.
There used to be Pizza Hut there, but like right next door to that now is like
Mid's ass wings though.
Oh, not.
Oh,
yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
gone in there. I've never
I
gone.
got it one night after I think being over at Ed's. So obviously
Right.
if I've been at Ed's, I was very much in the mood for food.
Yeah.
And I obviously they've got the whole like level of spice and stuff like that, which is all very entertaining. But yeah, it's as you said, it's pretty. It's
I
nothing
think
to write home about.
Wingstop is one of the only times I've gotten food poisoning from like
Wow.
fast food.
Wow. There's an advert.
There's an advert.
It was like on a tour stop, and I went into one that was like particularly grungy,
Yeah.
and I went in there, got like 12 wings and like fries or whatever.
Yeah.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and it was just, and then the next day it's just.
For the record audio, that was us thanking the guy collecting the empty glasses.
Just if you were curious.
not just thanking
In case
Rhys
you
for
wondered.
answering the
Answering the simple question.
But,
Yes, man. We
I
appreciate
was-
you answering that.
So yeah, basically, so how long do you think it's going to take to continue this conversation on past talking about nonsense? How long do you think it's going to take until the UK becomes America too? Because you guys are just doing every fucking thing wrong that we've done.
Yeah. We've not learned from your mistakes.
Yeah, no, we're just kind of sort of waiting on
We've
guns
not
to be
learned from your
reinstated.
mistakes.
and
I'm
then we're
not
all
saying
fully
Boris
done.
Johnson was as bad as Trump, but we elected our own version of like
Well, now you've got
We had a blonde idiot.
now you've got Rishi, who's like
yeah.
evil.
So
Yeah,
the other day,
disconnected from society.
Yeah,
is
he's
how I
like
to say it.
he's like actually evil, which is crazy.
have you seen? So on the moment on YouTube, you might have seen there's a lot of these AI generated images that look incredible. They look like films made in the 80s.
I saw that one of the Pope in a giant puffer jacket. I
Mate,
thought it was real.
I keep watching.
Like I'm
keep
doomed
That
to.
is real.
I
dude.
keep
Oh what?
falling
I
down.
thought it was an AI.
That's him on the weekends. I think it is. I think
He
it is.
looks like a drill rapper.
I've been
He
falling
literally
down.
looks like he's about
Looks
to
like a
drop
drill rapper.
some fire.
Yeah.
I spit on fire.
Yeah, he's got
I've been
heat in the
falling
pocket.
down these rabbit holes of AI generated images that someone's made.
Don't
they,
do it,
they
man.
might
It's
put
terrifying.
in
Keep you up at night, man.
Ghostbusters 80s dark horror movie. So but it looks like still from a film that was made in the 80s. I know Ghostbusters was in the 80s, but it looks like a fantasy 80s film.
Yeah.
Like it's really dark and twisted, and it looks amazing. And there's a Futurama one which is terrifying. It looks so real. It looks like it was a film in the 80s.
I saw.
But I did see someone did an AI generated images of all of England's prime ministers as Sith Lords from Star Wars.
Yeah.
And you know what? They look too fucking good, but they look too on the nose, man. They look too like, especially Rishi especially looked spot on. Like it literally looks like as soon as he just puts a hood up, goes home, puts a hood up, that's it. He's instantly transformed into Sith Lord as our fucking prime minister.
I bet he looks in the mirror. He's like, I am a Sith Lord.
So that's how I see him.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, yeah, he's a piece of work.
It's
So
it's a funny old time to be alive,
Isn't it?
in any country,
Isn't it? Yeah.
So as you've gathered from conversation, obviously Rhys has been touring a lot. So you did the sound at the Cox for fucking years, man.
Yeah.
Like, how long did you work at the Cox?
I worked there.
You started as bar staff.
Fighting
didn't you?
Cox, of course, being our Abbey pub at the time, where we would go our cathedral.
Yeah, it's a nuts place, man. What's the deal? So yeah, it was like 20.
You were there in prime time as well.
Yeah. Well,
absolute
as
peak.
patrons of that pub that drank there long before you joined, you were there at good prime time. I think you, Callum, Ellie, like George,
Jack,
Jack, all that era was Ned. All there was.
I actually
was
keep,
prime fucking time.
I keep meaning to
Cox
text
staff.
Adam because every time I say
Adam as well.
keep,
Like it was such a great fucking time. Yeah, you were. I remember. I think we said this on the last episode you were on. I always remember like your first shift. We clocked you because you were wearing a Die Hard Revenger set, and we were just like, "This guy's fucking cool as fuck."
Yeah.
Like this guy's
I
cool
like
as
this guy.
fuck.
I know nothing about this guy apart from that he has a cool fucking hat.
Yeah.
He has a cool
I
fucking hat.
I still have it, but it's done. It's over.
Oh yeah, man! You gotta put that.
It
thing
Die
in,
Hard.
Yeah.
You gotta put that in resin.
Definitely. Yeah. It's gotta, I guess I'll have to preserve it somehow. But no, yeah. So I did. I think my mom was like bugging me to get a job. Like,
You could give it to Bruce Willis when he when the dementia really kicks in.
Jesus,
Isn't that bad?
that's rough.
Out of
He's
all
a
the
piece
people,
of shit, but like, oh my god.
out of all
dude.
because he was part of like the trilogy of action stars, which was like Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it was Bruce Willis, and I think they all opened Planet Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
But out of all of them, like. He looks the least bad out of all three, but is now.
What did you see the video recently when they sing Happy Birthday to him?
And
everyone was freaking out because he had a tooth missing, and that's what they're freaking out about.
Oh,
Not the fact he's like
That's
losing his memory and mind. It's really damaging for his family and stuff. Then all of a sudden he had a missing tooth.
That's rough, man.
Like
crazy.
I think it made him look cooler.
Yeah, he
I
looks
think so.
badass as fuck. He's like,
Exactly.
oh well, at least I won the fight. Dog.
Yeah. You should have seen the other guy.
I'm losing the war, but
So obviously, Rhys did the sound for Gigs on the Cox. He did sound for Dice Rollers numerous occasions.
Yes, yeah.
Well, back in the day, and since then, man, fucking, you've just. How many? You've been on tour with who? Dying Fetus.
So, this thing. So I was here twice. I was here like, it's very weird for an American engineer to
We're back and forth a little bit.
go back and forth like more than like once a season at least. But yeah, I work for a death metal band called Dying Fetus right now. That is like one of the older death metal bands that's out. They've been doing it since the 90s.
Okay.
Oh yeah, man. I was fully aware of Dying Fetus. We played them in Natterjacks when I worked there.
It's weird that people know that band because like I know that band because they're from Maryland.
Right.
Like,
I didn't know they were from Maryland.
I grew up
wow.
listening to Dying Fetus. Like
Yeah.
I have. It's funny. The weekend of Jesus Christ. The weekend of my first shows that I did with them as the tour manager and front of house audio guy, I got a Facebook thing that said, "Here's your Facebook reminder from 2013," which says, "Going out to see Dying Fetus at the Auto Bar," and we were literally standing in the Auto Bar.
Wow.
And I was like, "This is nuts!" But yeah, so I started working for them back right after they had a staff swap, and they were looking for a guy back right after the pandemic ended. A lot of stuff happened like that, where people come and go into different industries.
Yeah.
People, trying out live sound for the first time. People leaving it after doing it for 40 years or whatever the fuck, and everybody had a big mental shift after that. And,
Yeah.
And also, I suppose without getting too serious, was there, whenever I see videos of people on tour, they're always like, this is our sound guy, he's been with us for years, and it's always like an older guy.
Yeah.
Was there an element of like, oh, COVID's here now, better swap out for that they don't want to be out on tour catching COVID, so it opened the door for a lot of new younger sound guys to come in.
Yeah, I'd been
Also on their own merit, but
I've been touring before that, but yeah, that was definitely like a big step up for me because they were like, yeah, like our guy is not with us anymore, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna
Didn't die, just left.
No, he's fine. He's totally fine. I don't know him, but I think he's okay.
And isn't a fetus.
No. So
And isn't dying.
So yeah, I met them and we did that. We did a quick thing, and then they were like, yeah, we want to keep this guy, and so I've been with them since like 2022, and so now it's like, wait. Was that 2022 or 2021? Yeah, 2021.
Wow.
So basically we started doing shows in the autumn for you British people. I would say fall. but right after we started having shows again at all, and so 2021, and I've been with them since then. We're going to start an American tour in a week or so.
That's amazing.
Damn.
But but I did a EU and a UK tour with them in February, and then I just came back with another band called Dance Gavin Dance.
Right. Okay. Oh my god, that's like MySpace fucking era of band.
We've been opening. We did some headline shows in Europe, in Germany and Netherlands, and that's it. I think. Wait, I can't remember. Who cares?
I think
awesome,
I think it's always funny when it comes to like the European sort of like tours of bands, because it really sort of goes to show like where they've got like a fan base.
Yeah,
and it's like places that you like. I mean, Netherlands is usually pretty on it. Like they like, I know they get like a lot of like rap and hip hop people, as long as they haven't got previous convictions. Because I'm super annoyed at the moment because like all of the acts on like Griselda Records.
Yeah,
like none of them have come to the UK because they've all got they've all done
records. Yeah,
and it's just like
really
the closest they get is like Ireland.
Yeah,
and it's like after that they're just like nope.
Yeah, it's difficult with Canada's being an issue now.
Yeah.
Too. They I just happened to have a connection through the Dying Fetus management, and they were like, "Oh, we need you to come help with this stuff." And I was like, "Hell yeah, this is going to be a great opportunity and stuff." And I was like, and so we did the shows in Europe, headlining with a fantastic band called Siamese. Think like technical, like architectsy, so like a little bit more technical than Architects, but like singy, screamy shit. But they've got a live violin player.
Oh,
nice.
that's fucking sick.
And so like all the layers,
it's like heavy yellow card.
all the layers, like the ambient stuff is being done live with this guy. He's got a whole rig.
That's fucking perfect.
And it's, oh my god, it was great. So yeah, shout out Siamese. You check them out. They're an up-and-coming band. They're going to be huge one day, I swear. And the guy singing live, no pitch correction, anything. He's just got a crazy screaming voice, and he's got an even better, just like pop singer, lead singer voice too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's hard to be able to do both successfully live.
I'm amazed. I was amazed by it every time. I'm so busy, but I got to see the last song every day.
Yeah.
When we were changing over to my stuff, the guy, that band rules. I really hope they get the recognition they deserve soon.
Did you say heavy yellow card?
Yeah.
Yellow cards are reach. Like,
no, I'm there to play
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. No, not reach. But I mean, it just struck a chord in me. I'll tell you why. Because one of the members of Yellow Card, and I wish I could remember all the other bands. There's a bunch of bands like that in America that different members of them host a Star Wars podcast called Thank the Maker.
Oh, okay.
Really?
And I listen to it every week. And they break down all the recent Star Wars content and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the guy from Yellow Card, and I wish I could remember the main host is from another really famous band that just released a new album.
Now you wouldn't.
So they talk about it, but they're coming to England for Star Wars celebrations.
But
Hopefully, I'm going to catch them up.
Now you know. I'll finish telling the story. It's almost over. But now you know that the dudes from Everything Everywhere All at Once are doing Star Wars shit next.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. That film was fucking awesome.
Yeah. And
They
won
cleaned
every
and they should have
award.
done, rightly so.
Fucking right, yeah.
I mean, Michelle Yeoh has deserved this
For a long time.
trip in the spotlight for like 30 years.
Yeah, for a long time. And even it's not even just because Short Round was back, Key was back in it. He was he earned that Oscar.
He
man.
did earn that Oscar.
man.
He's so good in that.
I would honestly say that he outacted her in that movie.
Oh yeah, he was fantastic.
He was incredible.
He was
doing
amazing.
all those different versions of himself. That was amazing.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was you know, like I know what that's like to a smaller degree, but you know, he
Because
was.
you worked with Harrison Ford in the early 80s.
And man, he was a piece of work back then. He's a piece of work now. But no, like, you know, just like feeling, you know, he acted and then it didn't work out or whatever. Or he felt like he needed to get away from as a child actor, and then going into behind the scenes, and he did fight choreography and all this stuff, and then now being like, I was so afraid of the music industry after I left Kingston.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, like maybe I really should not do this anymore. You know, try to do this anymore. It's so scary being self-employed. Like, and
it's scary.
And so that kind of struck a chord with me, and I'm just so glad that he really killed it in that movie. The directors killed that movie. Like Michelle Yeoh's awesome. The lady who plays her daughter is awesome. Yeah, I'm just glad that hopefully it seems like they all have stuff coming up from that.
I tried to explain this film to Lizzie. She was amazing in it as well. I tried to explain this film to Lizzie, and I said it was a mix between, and unfortunately I had to use the Doctor Strange reference from the multiverse, but I was like, it's a multiverse take on Kim's Convenience, that show. Almost where they own like a little store, but in this case it's a laundrette. Yeah. Like, it's amazing. It's such a weird
I haven't
mix.
watched that show, but it keeps coming up on my recommended
It's a great
shows.
show. It's a great, and the guy that hosts, the main guy in it, the dad in it, he's a massive Star Wars fan. And I actually got to talk to him on a live stream last year. Yeah, sent him a question. Because he's a massive Star Wars fan, and now he's in the show, little bits here and there in Mandalorian. So he's done very well for himself.
Yeah. Mandalorian, though, I mean, that's all crazy. Well, okay, anyway, because I got stuff about that too, but like...
I did the music, I'm doing the sound on that too.
Yeah, that would be good. No, isn't that Ludwig Göransson still doing the audio for that?
No, he's not doing the full score for season 3.
I don't know why you looked at me for that question.
That guy rules.
He's amazing, incredible.
He's like the only white staff member on Black Panther.
Wow.
Really?
They were like, this guy is so fucking good, we gotta get him for this all-black crew movie. Like, you know... But,
have you ever seen footage of him making music? His room he has, oh my god,
it's crazy.
It's insane. You know, like synth and stuff. It's just like literally walls of like fucking. He's got like a whole wall of that, as well as all his instruments.
I watched. It was Tyler Creator. Every time he's done an album, he's done like a making of, sort of like just sort of released stuff for it. Yeah. And it was, I think, his album Cherry Bomb. And he was doing string sections, but he was doing it at Hans Zimmer's recording place. And fucking bizarrely enough, Hans Zimmer's there. But during the process, and like meets him, he's just like, "Oh, very nice to meet you," like as he does, and then takes him into his room of fucking wall of sound. Yeah, and it is literally just a.
It's it's
that
insane.
guy. Like people shit on that guy because people shit on that guy for like the Inception shit, but like. And the Dark Knight stuff, like, it was like, he's like, it's so simple.
I mean, he's like Christopher Nolan's go-to fucking guy for a score. Like, but it's fucking great.
Yo, I'm gonna cause mass freaking now because I'm gonna go for a wee.
It's just you and me.
I should have weed before. Bad hosting. Bad hosting.
But it is.
No,
so what do you really think of Greg?
Greg, he looks good, man. He looks good.
Nice and slim. He's
like
slimmed up a
super
bit.
slimmed up. Yeah, I'm fucking stoked on him, man. He looks like, sounds like all the stuff's going really well, and I'm really happy for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got done the EU shows, and
Your heart rate stopped?
Yes, for a hot second. You should not need to do anything else. This is just for your records. Okay. You get those emails. It's like it just says invoice on it.
I'm sure I do, but I don't look at them.
I
just click the red button and.
No, but yeah, we got done the European stuff, and then we got back. We came back to the UK to open some shows for this band Don Broco.
Yeah, I've heard of Don Broco.
Yeah. And so. I left to go to America in 2018, like very shortly after we recorded the last podcast, and I'd heard of that band, and I knew that they were like getting a lot of support, and they were kind of coming up, and now they're doing arena shows.
Yeah,
and so I was like. Because in America they play.
It's one of those like
to
bizarre,
200, 300 people.
Yeah, it's one of those bizarre things where you see like a certain band and you just see where they're playing and it's like, really, Wembley Arena? Like,
no, I mean and honestly, I'd never paid them any mind.
No.
And then I watched half their set, or maybe a third of their set last night, And I was like, whoa, this is not the band I remember.
No.
It's great. Yeah,
And
it's
was
awesome.
obviously you said you were going from like doing like a headline tour.
Yeah,
to,
so
like,
it was
is
like
was it different doing like then to go to like a support like?
I mean, me and it was a big shift in mindset for me and the band. So like dance, those guys haven't opened for years. And
they've just been consistently playing since like 2004.
Yeah, well, I
like,
mean, they've opened since before that, but
Yeah.
like in at least the past 5 years, I'm sure, like they haven't played an opening show, or then maybe some festivals, but other than that, like, and even me, like definitely post COVID, like I don't think I've opened. We did with Dying Fetus, we did one opening tour, but like yeah, it was just a different mindset. You know, you're not the star of the show. It's people may not care. People sometimes do care. But as time went along and everybody got more used to it, I think everybody kind of relaxed into the role, because a lot of the stuff is way easier. You know, you close the fucking trailer by the end of 10 o'clock.
Well, I mean, this is why me and Greg like going on first, but not for the same reason,
Great.
just so we can go to the park.
Yeah, it's great. Well, no, so can we. You know, trailers closed. That means that the gloves are off.
Dark's back.
But yeah, no. So we did that. We did 4 shows with them on their UK tour, and that was.
And this is Don Brocco.
Yeah, so it's
you
Don.
You heard of Don Brocco, Greg?
Oh yeah, that rings a bell. Yeah.
So like Don Brocco, Papa Roach
Damn, fuck
Fucking
off.
hell,
was
go on.
doing an hour in between us and Don Brocco.
That's fucking sick.
And I was like, I will admit, I was such a hater coming into it. I was
Yeah,
like,
of
these
course.
fucking guys. Not only is all their staff amazing, but I went out front like the first or second night, and they were dropping shit that, you know, wasn't their one radio hit from recently that's huge.
Yeah.
And Last Resort. And I'm like, this is badass.
Yeah.
It's
Still
like
got it.
straight up mid-2000s radio rock, but it's like tuned to perfection. And I'm like, I was supposed to just go check it out. I think I had to go get some stuff from front of house or something, and I was like, I ended up staying there for most of the set.
I saw
Jacoby Shaddix is like an amazing frontman, and
Really
he's
good.
not young either anymore.
Nope.
And he's running around that stage. It was great. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, that was the band. It was Dance Gavin Dance. That was the bill, rather. That was Dance Gavin Dance, Papa Roach, and then Don Brocco. They had an incredible like stage setup with like a ring truss with like lights on it that would like go in circle. It was great.
Damn.
Yeah, like I was, you know, I knew that they were a big band, but I didn't know that they were like a band that really had that kind of like groundswell to like just knock it out of the park with a setup like that.
Well, that's it.
And you know,
Yeah.
everybody involved with it, that was so cool, really nice. But it really made us feel welcome and stuff. And so, you know,
You can't ask for more than that.
you
can you?
cannot. And like the last show was big for me because it was London, Alexandra Palace.
Oh, that's
Nice,
a fucking great.
fucking
That's a
A.
big old venue.
And so yeah, I posted last night, and I was like, I'd never mixed in an indoor. We'd done a way bigger arenas on the tour before that, but like, it's not really an arena.
Alexandra, it's big enough to be. It's big enough to kind of sort of be considered an arena.
Yeah,
like,
but
it's not quite.
It's different
an arena.
from it.
Like,
You know, it was like we'd done.
Apparently, there's a really good dogging spot near the near that place as well.
I can't imagine, bro. It's like a sketchy ass park all around.
I got told this only because, like, so
You
when
got told this from who?
I'm not going to say actually because when I
wasn't
say it
me.
out loud, it's going to seem weird. My sister told me this because Alexandra Palace is where they do the darts. They, I think Alexandra. Wait, am I thinking? Ali Pali. They do like a big darts fucking championship.
Yeah.
Up there.
Yeah.
And during that time, because it's so fucking raucous and all the darts fucking fans are all
Yeah.
pissed up and
They're all
everything,
fucking wasted,
The doggers
yeah.
get pissed off because they can't go down there and dog.
That's
Because
why
they're all just like, because all the fucking dance fans are all riled up and like fucking. It's
Surely
not-
they just join in with all of
You'd
it.
have thought. You would have thought.
Then again, like I'm sure there's not a whole lot of sexual like diversity there. It's just mostly
Not at the darts.
Not at the
Not at
darts.
the darts. No.
I still miss fucking London Astoria, man, as a venue.
Oh my fucking
I was
god.
chatting to a girl at work the other day. She's a Brazilian girl. She went and saw Evanescence the other month at Brixton Academy.
Brixton
And-
Academy's
and
closed.
she keeps.
It's closed?
It's closed right
Is
now.
it? Right.
Really?
Well, she
What,
went.
refurb or just.
No, you didn't hear
License.
about. I heard about this and you guys didn't.
No.
I'm trying to think.
So Brixton Academy's closed right now because they had like some sort of crowd
Oh, no, I did hear about this.
shit,
I
no,
did hear about
Like
this.
three people died or something.
It was
Did hear
what
about
was it?
it.
It was
So
like
Brixton-
like a reggae gig or
Yeah,
like
it was like a fucking. It may have been like a dub reggae thing.
Yeah, dance hall or something.
Dance hall, probably. Yeah, like
Yeah.
and there was a massive surge, wasn't there?
yeah, and like people just ran in the front door basically.
Yeah.
Fucked up, man.
That's
And yeah, like a
fucked
couple
up.
people died, and like so Brixton
I did see
Council like
videos.
temporarily revoked their license.
Yeah.
They can't do
Fuck.
shows.
So this girl saw Evanescence, and I keep at work. I keep walking past her.
Fucking sick band. I saw Evanescence.
I
last
saw
year.
Evanescence.
Holy shit!
That's where I was heading towards. So I walk past.
I have a
her,
story of it. Of a
and I keep
perfect story with that.
and I keep going to her. Wake me up! And she thinks I'm taking the piss out of her. She's like, stop saying it to me. And I'm like, I'm not
Why?
taking the piss. I'm just. I saw Evanescence. She's
That
like,
band
and she's
rules.
like, when? And I was like, I saw them at London Astoria.
She's
It's
like,
not.
what?
It's not
That's
there
not a
anymore.
real place,
But
yeah.
I saw them at London Astoria.
It's not a real place.
It existed.
In peak Daredevil,
Now
when that
it's-
movie, the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie
Hell
was
yeah,
out,
dude.
like, you know,
Hell
it's peak
yeah,
time.
bro. Fuck yeah.
Lee, a few years ago, my mate Lee was on a plane with them.
Shut
And they were
up.
just flying standard of comedy. They were just
Sometimes it
flying,
happens,
like-
dog. You know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens. No, I saw.
He's like, do you want to eat or do you want to fly business class?
It's true. It's that shit gets so expensive. Like, oh yeah, like occasionally I've been with like artists where like I've been privy to that conversation where it's like, look, man, you can be in premium standard or you can fly, you know, this much, but it's gonna be like a $4,000 markup each way.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, and then
man.
they're like, okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
But no, I saw Evanescence. I was doing a festival with two lovely bands called Volumes and Veil of Maya. Also check those bands out. They're great. And it was at this festival, this like rock festival in Ohio called the Incarceration Festival, and
Okay.
it's being held in the grounds of the penitentiary from
That's fucking great.
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh,
Shut
shit.
up! No way.
Yeah, and so
Fucking
they
A.
actually had a tour that you could go on, but the line was like a mile long,
Damn.
and so we didn't go on it. But I get there for the second
You
day.
had to crawl through a mile of shit.
Yes, I did. That was a one. No, you could go in for free if you did that.
Morgan Freeman's there. He's about to.
You gotta
crawl
get him a
through.
hammer. Yeah.
But
The same as
but yeah, no,
football fields.
we the second day I arrived to do this other band. I think it was Veil of Maya the second day, but and it's raining, it's crazy, like a thunderstorm, and like if you know anything about festivals, like you can't really do a festival if there's lightning in the area, like
It's
at
a
all.
bit, yeah, it's a
Makes
bit
sense.
hazardous.
It's because so basically like everybody like it's like a really big deal. It's like everybody stays inside until the guy comes, the marshal comes and says it's okay.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting there like, dude, like, what are we gonna do? Like, we're playing pretty early. Like, this is crazy. And I was like, well, I'm gonna drink some coffee and not think about it.
Yeah.
So I go over to the coffee tent, and there's like a whole coffee tent in the catering area for the thing, and there's like a whole line of people, and I was like, oh, clearly this whole like stay inside thing does not matter. So I walk over, and then like during this time I'm standing in line, the guy comes, he's like, okay, you can be outside now, it's cool, it's just raining. And I was like, okay, cool, it'll be better later, like sun will come out. It's like that time in the year where it rains and then the sun comes out.
It's like Warped Tour always had like significant dates that were just like
Exactly.
you're gonna get fucking shit on by the rain.
Yeah,
today.
exactly.
Like,
It was exactly like that. But I'm standing in line. I'm like almost there. I'm ready to go. I'm like, cool, Americano. I don't have to say anything else, like, you know, because I have order
psyching
panic.
yourself up.
I have order panic, man.
Oh,
You know,
mate,
you get to
it hits the worst of us.
yeah, exactly.
Jack and Coke.
Jack and Coke. Wait, I'm in a Starbucks. Shit.
What name was
Where's pumpkin spice? Oh shit!
What
I
name
don't
was-
like pumpkin
I have
spice.
a coffee for Jack and Coke.
What name on the Jack and Coke? Yeah.
Oh no! So this lady with like big white sunglasses comes up to me like behind me, and she's like, "I'm really, really sorry. I would never ever do this, but I have to go to sound check like right now." And I was like, "Look, I'm a sound guy. I get it. Like, hit it. You know, I like, let her go in front of me because it's my turn." And she like comes out of nowhere. And she was like, "Look, I'm really, really
Like
she's
Sandra Bullock in Mr.
She's being
Geniality.
so no. It was even more nice than that. She was being so cool, and I was like, ah, fuck.
She didn't want to be that person.
Yeah, she was like, I'm like, I never do this, but like, I just really gotta go. I gotta go. And I was like, okay, cool, all good.
Yeah.
And so she goes in front of me, and then like, I go, and, you know, she gets whatever she wants. They put it in her big, metal cup, and
Yeah.
Metal
and
cup.
She runs, she goes off. Or whatever, wherever the hell she needed to go, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I get over there, do the whole coffee ordering and making process before I realize oh, that was Amy Lee. I'm like, oh, that wasn't somebody, that was Amy Lee. And then later that night they played. I was like, literally, it was a bunch of people all together. I think that was the first day. I don't remember, but it was great because like every band that had people in it that was younger than 30 was like. Everybody's like, oh, Evanescence about to play.
I can't talk right now.
Like, the whole complex of green room trailers, it all empties out, and we're all like going toward. Everybody grabs drinks, and they're all going to the stage to watch. Because oh my god, it was great.
Yeah, do you ever hear their first? When I say their first album, it's not on Spotify. Like their first album,
like one that's like a Christian rock one.
Yeah. It's got the guys singing on it as well.
Yeah.
Like it's so weird, man. It's such a different. Yeah, I remember hearing it and actually quite liking it, but it's very different to what is. If you go on Spotify,
what we know this day,
the first album on Spotify isn't the first album of theirs. Like they put out, like it's very different. But I was trying to remember the last gig I went to, and I'm really struggling to remember, man.
Like, you don't remember that? You've got a kid, you've got a crazy new business.
I think it might have been. I think it might have been Hobo Johnson. Might have been.
Christ,
that was years
sucks.
ago.
What happened to that guy?
What happened to him? What happened to him? Because he's still releasing music, and I saw a video the other day he put out.
Well, that's good. He's still doing stuff. From what I heard, he's just kind of like people were like really, people were themselves. People were being people to him on the internet.
Yeah.
And he seems like just a really nice, sensitive guy.
I got the feeling he was a little bit on the spectrum. I could be wrong.
Or maybe that,
yeah. I got the impression he was a little bit on the spectrum.
Because
you introduced. You didn't really introduce, but I do remember you telling me, and Joe as well, because I was on we were talking about the hot desk gigs.
Oh, the Tiny Desk.
The Tiny Desk.
Oh, yeah, the hot desk.
That's the hot desk. That's
hot ones. That's hot ones.
No, that's a proper.
Hot ones and Tiny. You know what, Sean Evans? Maybe you should hit up Bob Boylan, bro.
Hot desks is a proper post-COVID expression for if you work in an office.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's the hot desk.
It was
I've got an hour on the hot desk.
But Tiny Desk. I remember you saying about Action Bronson, fucking hell, Hobo Johnson.
Action Bronson. I'd love to see on Tiny Desk. That'd be fucking sick.
That would be great.
It was a good gig though.
They did during the whole COVID thing. They did Tiny Desk at home. And there was a bunch of really good ones.
Yeah. I remember that.
Again, one of the Griselda guys did one. It was.
There was a lot of really good
really,
ones.
Really good.
But it was
it was great as well because it was people
because the Bon Iver one, which is one of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
His one is from his studio and he's doing a live looping thing.
Yeah.
I love watching that
the ones.
Shit,
the ones
that's
in
so
the
stressful
office
to watch. I find it stressful to watch because I know I think playing live, trying to do more than just doing vocals. Watching someone actually do a fucking loop as well, man. That shit blows my mind. Like fucking Imogen Heap, for example.
Yeah.
Like watching her do that from start, and she's doing
I can
the claps
just
and
about
stuff and
talk,
building up.
let alone do
exactly.
Two
Right.
I mean, during one gig, you did my verse. Quite stressing. I'll never forget that, man. When you
the look.
Why you stressing? Why you stressing? Why you stressing?
Why are you stressing?
Why?
And you know what? Despite me doing Greg's verse, I wasn't stressing because I fucking knew that shit.
Yeah, you nailed it. No problem. You nailed it.
But the great bit was
I did have to follow you doing my own verse.
Yeah, because on that song, obviously, it's very much it starts with Greg does a verse, I do a verse. I do a verse, Greg does a verse.
We like to mix it up.
And Greg did his verse, all fine. And then I decided, for some reason that I can't even explain, was to do Greg's second verse instead of my first verse.
That's hilarious.
And the great thing was there was this look.
There
was this look in the audience, but it was the look that me and Greg gave each other on stage, while still continuing to do the entire verse.
You literally looked at me and shrugged your shoulders.
I was just like, you were like, what are you doing? But with his eyes, saying it with his eyes, and I was just like, I don't know, but I'm going to keep going.
I don't think so. Yeah, this comes to one of the biggest things in my life right now, which is being so angry at social media. Right?
Oh yeah, understandable.
And so, because everybody, there's this whole thing of my whole life is music and always has been and probably will be forever.
Sure.
It's all these people being super shitty to whenever somebody messes up on stage or does something weird in their personal life or anything, and it's I don't think it's all these people. It's I don't think you understand how hard it is to play live normal.
Yeah.
And these people are existing in the top 10%.
Yeah.
Of the best of the best of the best.
Yeah.
And they're holding them to task it's their fucking they're a fucking expert.
You owe them something.
Well, no, it's just well, I would have done it. Yeah, you wouldn't have been able to fucking squeeze out 2 words before you shit your pants.
Absolutely.
Out in front of like 20,000, whoever the fuck, all these people, like
Have you ever
commenting.
tried to stand in front of like 20 people and talk?
And it literally, yeah. It's
Like,
I bet
it's not
you couldn't.
easy.
I bet you couldn't do that. Yeah, I bet you couldn't
Yeah.
get your fucking quarterly, presentation out in front of
Yeah, fucking right.
fucking boardroom people.
Fucking right.
Yeah, it's just really bizarre, because it seems to be like that.
I know
Those people are getting like a lot of fucking attention.
music. There's definitely like, especially on social, especially on TikTok. TikTok's the fucking worst for it. Do you remember?
I don't have TikTok.
I don't, and you know what? I fucking commend you for that. Well done.
Yeah.
Because it is fucking
I've
everywhere.
got one
And
for
don't-
the
it's
Red
in-
5.
It's entertaining. Don't get me wrong, but like all it takes is like 3 scrolls and you're onto someone being a prick, and it's just like, I don't know why.
It does
they're
go
doing
quick to prick, doesn't
Yeah,
it? Quick
quick
to
to
prick.
prick.
It does go
this.
quick to prick.
Yeah, 0 to prick.
Zero to prick.
Pretty quick.
That's potential
Zero to prick,
episode.
pretty quick.
Potential
God,
episode
it's
title.
it's like dice rollers have reformed.
Quick to prick. I like it. No, that's true though. It's crazy.
But it's like, so they tried to cancel Eminem on TikTok.
for which thing?
I know, right? I think it's because he.
I think that's the true. The artists that are truly uncancelable is like pick one.
It's
and
so
try.
funny because everyone, again, it's the same thing. All the people that were like over 30 going to go and see an Evanescence. Everyone over the age of 30 was just like, this is not
This
your
is
battle.
not what's gonna
This
happen.
is this
So-
is not going to work.
So
Like,
I've talked about this on the podcast before.
if Elton John is
Um,
willing to share a stage with this man after he used
yeah,
the
yeah.
term faggot
Oh man,
like,
Elton John.
so many times.
I love that
Like,
Eminem bought Elton John when he married his husband, a diamond encrusted cock ring.
Brilliant.
I love it.
I like the fact that even like Elton John loved it.
Elton John pulled
I
it.
bet you he was like,
Elton
fuck
John.
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
Elton John
here's
got
how
him
not.
out.
This is what he did. Like, here's how not homophobic this man is.
Yeah.
He bought me and my partner diamond
I
encrusted
mean, to be
cock
fair,
rings.
Elton John saved Eminem, didn't he? He brought him back from his career. He asked for his number, phoned him up, and was like, when he disappeared for a while and put on all that weight and
Yeah,
disappeared
yeah,
from the
yeah.
spotlight, Elton John got his number, phoned him, and was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Get back on the fucking horse, man.
He's been known to do that a
Like
few
it-
times.
yeah,
But
he's
only
done that
because
several
he's-
times with
because he's
different
gone through
people.
it himself.
Yeah.
Like, he had a wicked
Addiction.
cocaine addiction.
Yeah, like
I can't believe
like,
no one was just like. I love that. Like, you see like some of the like outrageous outfits that Elton John's like
Yeah.
sort of worn in the
Yeah,
past.
yeah.
And the 2 options are, I was like, okay, this guy's either on cocaine or he's gay, and it was
So-
both.
It was both. Yeah.
So we said this on the podcast before. My daughter Indiana, she's 5 now. She's recently
Interesting
massively,
segue. Interesting
massively,
segue.
she's massively got into Blink 182.
And cocaine.
Hell yeah.
Like, and she's really into Blink 182 and Sum 41.
That's so cool.
Like,
Oh my
That's
God.
so
like,
cool,
It's-
man.
it's really good.
Because those are
Massively.
like my age people
Like,
bands.
fuck yeah.
But even and I'm older than him. That still, I remember those bands come. I love Blink 182. I remember I remember buying that album, All Killer No Filler.
Yep.
I remember going out and buying that.
You know who she'll probably really like then?
Who?
Turnstile.
Oh, I fucking
yeah,
love
that's a shout.
Turnstile,
That's a
dude.
shout, actually. Yeah.
So good.
But I've.
I'm not gonna.
They've been turning up on so
Well,
much.
I'm not
fucking
gonna
shit.
claim. I'm not gonna claim them.
No, not at all.
at all from Baltimore, but from Baltimore.
Is it?
But that is such a big band with kids. I've noticed.
Yeah.
Because it's
Right.
really hooky. It's really
Definitely.
aggressive and it's fun.
She's really
I
into
remember-
Mark Hoppus, but there's a reason. I can't remember what. You said
Because it's
something-
like it is like hard. It's like they're supposed to be like a hardcore band, or it's very much
Yeah.
like from. So I think
It's
we
basically
mentioned it before.
They're
that,
doing like suicidal tendency. It's basically
It's kind of like that, but it's like the gigs where it's no barrier. People are jumping on stage and fucking
Oh, have you
flinging
seen?
themselves.
Have you seen that video?
I saw the one of the Hate 5-6 ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that video is at Baltimore Soundstage.
Oh really?
Oh shit! That's
And-
cool.
That was where you were working. right?
Massive. I work there still. That place
Oh,
is
lovely.
amazing. Massive shout out, Baltimore.
Looks like a great
Soundstage.
venue.
It is. It is literally, and all of the people that I was on tour with just now, like, oh, you work at Soundstage? That place is the best.
The great
Like,
thing is there's so many like bands that are like not even coming up that are like, so I know like Code Orange have done, like I remember you saying you were
Fucking
just
hell,
you just
Code
done a
Orange.
Code Orange
Fuck.
fucking set or something. You just done sound for them.
Yeah. Well, no. That was back when I met Dying Fetus.
Yeah.
They they opened for Code Orange at their album release show.
I
Right.
remember that, yeah.
And so
Interesting.
yeah, that was that first weekend.
But
But
a reason I bought, I think you mentioned something earlier, but when I started in general liking Blink 182
Sorry,
is that
that's crazy, though.
we've got into, she's now so deep into it, we're now watching behind the scene videos. That's
Oh
how
my
deep
God,
it's
that's the
going.
best fucking
That's a little
words.
different.
And
That is dangerous, but
and we've been
the
watching
Urethra Chronicles.
No, we've been watching. There was like a behind the music where they were asked to play at the MTV Music Awards. They were playing all the small things, of course, and it showed them backstage. And Tom was really sick, so he wasn't. He arrived last minute in the day, And Mark, as a joke, is like, I'm going to go out and see the crowd. So he goes out the building, everyone's cheering for him, and he's like got a camera photographing all the limos arriving. Eminem, that's why, because we talked about Eminem. Eminem arrives, and he's like, it's Eminem! And he takes this one photo and turns on the paparazzi with his camera, and he's like, I got it! I got it! and like, they're doing sound check, and Justin Timberlake's up on stage, and he's sat like in the seats where all the guests will be sat, and at one point he's like, watch this, Justin looks around and he's like looking away. It's right because he's waiting for to see the celebrities show up with his camera, and this limo pulls up. It's like, here we go, and it's fucking Tom DeLonge that gets out.
That's fucking great. That's fucking great.
And he's like, oh wait, it's just a Travis. I waited all this time for the feminist people, and it was fucking our guy. But Indiana's really into like. Mark was the favourite. Now she's starting to slip into Angels and Airwaves because she loves Tom as well.
Brilliant.
And she tells me all about how
aliens exist.
No, how Tom left. How Tom left and Matt took over from fucking Alkaline Trio.
She's telling you this.
Yeah, she
like he doesn't
it.
know.
You didn't live through that shit.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't the top news that weekend, you know.
'Cause she loves a lot of songs from the Matt Skiba era, Blink-182, the first album, California, not California.
Fuck that band.
California.
I Red Hot Chili
I actually liked that album.
Oh my god, dude.
I'm talking about Blink still.
Do you
I never heard the
it was
second album.
The story of
Skiba.
the David Duchovny show, Californication.
Yeah,
that's
Red
a
Hot
great
Chili
fucking
Peppers
show.
tried to fucking sue them over the
Yeah.
title of it because of
They would be a bitch ass
Right?
band like that. Jesus Christ.
But,
I cannot stand Red Hot Chili Peppers, dude.
But yeah, it's mad. Just like
She's
how
like,
into it.
Dad,
she is.
did you know
Yeah.
that then when they put this album out and it's really, really good and it's got the guy from Alkaline Trio.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, yes, honey.
It would
yeah,
spin my mind to hear your daughter say the term Alkaline Trio.
Ed bought her a guitar, and she's been playing it a lot. Really, I say playing. She just hits it.
There you go.
But she'll literally be with her microphone, hitting the guitar, and her lyrics were, "We're going to the moon. We're going to eat astronaut food. Ice cream sandwiches. Ooh yeah, ice cream sandwiches." And I'm like, it's a fucking
That's a
song.
hit.
It's a fucking
That's a
song.
hit. It's a
It's
hit.
a fucking song. You're doing it.
That's it. No,
You're doing it. You're 5 years old and you're doing
You've
it.
gotta encourage shit like that.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, man.
Because you know, like it doesn't take. First of all, that sounds fire. Second of all, like the distance between that and Radio 1 hit or Radio 4 hit or whatever is like so small.
Yeah.
So small. You just have to encourage that kind of level of like crazy fucking behavior.
Yeah, and just creativity.
Yeah.
Like,
I am
that's
going to explode. So I'm.
Yeah, go man.
He's going for a piss. Oh shit! Right, Greg and Joe back on the horse for a minute.
Wonderful times.
Yeah, it's fucking rad seeing Rhys, man. It's been many years since we've seen him.
It's been, as I said, yeah. Even I know, obviously, it was on the podcast 5 years ago, but
Which is crazy. That was 5 fucking
Isn't it
years
mad?
ago. Were you really in the flat? How long have you been at the flat? I suppose I forget COVID. COVID time throws me off.
2020, I left the flat.
Because it confused me. When I looked up the last episode Rhys was on, I was convinced it was mashed on potatoes.
Yeah,
and I
can
found
see
that episode, and it wasn't the one he was on.
No,
But he was on one not long before called "Where's Mashed Potatoes At?"
We had a phase of talking about mashed potato a lot, apparently. Like,
Apparently so.
Bodger and Badger.
Bodger and Badger. Bodger. I saw them filming that in Kingston once.
Did you?
Yeah. How about that?
Was the was the magic destroyed when you saw a hand up the badger's arse?
I didn't. All I saw was the main guy with like a bag on, like a satchel side hanging bag, and the bag flap was open, and I saw Bodger just in it.
He probably had
So
his hand.
I didn't see him in motion. I just saw him packed up in a bag with his fucking head sticking out.
Fair.
For those who don't know, Bodger and Badger was he was a badger.
He was a badger that loved mashed potato.
I've been passing a dead badger on the side of the road recently on my way to work. I've still yet to see a live one.
Strangely enough, I was walking along yesterday because obviously I mentioned it many years ago on the podcast that I saw a badger in Surbiton. It was the first time I'd ever seen a badger, and it caught me off guard because it's a fucking badger. You don't see them that often. But I was then thinking, just like, when was the last time? This is get in touch. When was the last time you saw a badger?
I mean, we mean an actual badger. That's not slang for anything.
No.
We mean an actual badger.
Yeah, not like someone who collects badges.
Yeah,
That's what they're called. They're like mugging Scouts kids. for their wreaths, their sashes covered in badgers. Give me your fucking badges.
Give me that badger.
Give me that badge.
Give me that fucking badger.
I got done over by the badger again.
Fucking A. To change the subject quickly while Rhys is gone, I want to bring up with you. The other day at work, there's like locker room toilets that I use.
Yeah.
There was a shit in one of these toilets. I'm not lying. The girth was bigger than my wrist.
Fuck off!
It was coming out of the water, and at first I was alarmed. I was like, "There's no toilet paper with this shit." Did my piss over it, flushed it, was still there poking out the water. I'm like, "Oh, that's why there's no toilet paper."
Jesus.
Went into work. Honestly, I told people. About 3 people went out to go check it out, and they were amazed. It was the most impressive shit I've ever seen in my life.
Fist of
the
shit.
most intrusive and impressive shit I've ever seen in my life.
But like that is like how.
When I sat down, I swear it was going up my arse. Not that I sat down to piss, but my piss evolved into a shit.
You got a rim job from someone else's shit.
It happens sometimes.
That's fucking heinous.
Sometimes it
that
happens.
is. I mean, I hope that person's okay, because to shit out a fist is.
I think they feel very okay after that.
I'm sure they do,
amazing.
but at the same time, like you're gonna like there's an element of like that close up.
Oh yeah,
The close up afterwards has got to be horrific.
Oh, he's got himself a beer as well. Reese is returning.
I don't know. That's looking kind of watery. Is that for me?
Yeah.
Oh man, I was literally about to go off.
You've been without one for a while. So.
You know, I've been counteracting that with cigarettes.
I thought Reese was just bringing his piss back in a pint.
Look what I did, guys.
Joe's drinking some very light-looking cider.
It is very, very pale.
Very
I think
pale.
in beer terms we're saying.
Nice. It's nice.
Is it?
very pale.
I'm really happy.
Has your drinking taste changed over the years? Are you still whiskey and beer, or?
You still drinking out of McDonald's cups?
Fuck yeah. I do that all the time. I do that. I think every time I text
I
you.
genuinely, before you even mentioned, like, put a message into the group chat saying you were back in town, I generally had a moment where I was just like, I wonder if Rhys is still drinking booze out of a McDonald's cup. To give some insight into this, I turned up one day at the pub after getting McDonald's, and I still had my cup, and I was just like, it was just a Coke, and I think I just said, chuck a bit of whiskey in that, and I was just walking around the pub with a McDonald's cup and just sipping whiskey and Coke.
Great,
from it.
it's great. No, like I remember, it's one of those you had to be there things, but like. Yeah, it was just.
There's only a few things that only me and Rhys share, and it's that, and then also our love for the intro to the first album by Mars Volta.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh man, that's like one of the biggest regrets of my life.
Mate, you saw it though. You got to see it, right?
So the backstory on that, Joe. I'm like, there's a lot of shit happened that day actually. Like, I'm like, oh fuck! I literally realized like that day that Mars Volta was playing in DC, and I was like, fuck.
And these are like, no, I wouldn't even call them the reunion shows, but like they were
the first ones back. They haven't played in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, well, fuck! I've never seen this band. Like, and they're such a big deal. Actually, hilariously, they're a huge influence on Dance Gavin Dance, which is the band that I'm with right now, or was with until yesterday. Yeah, so I've always loved that first album especially, but like that band in general, and I was like, okay, cool, it's like $45, I'll go. So I actually ended up going to the 930 Club first to drop off Justin Wade, his own Dying Fetus t-shirt that he could have.
Nice.
Which, if you are a fan of the band, you will know which t-shirt I'm talking about. It's the one with the Dying Fetus on it.
Got it. It's their Jesus is a cunt.
It is. That is exactly what it is. You will start seeing these shirts more and more at metal shows.
We did we did an episode where we read people sharing reactions they've had to people that wear that T-shirt. Jesus is a cunt.
This is the next one. I swear to God, this is the next one.
Reactions they've encountered while wearing it.
Yeah, it is a shirt for a Dying Fetus song called "From Womb to Waist."
Nice.
Which has a very famous quote on it, which I will let you find.
There you go. Let's go find that quote.
Yeah, the first person.
But no, I went to this. Yes, I dropped off the brother of a good friend of mine who does lights for Highly Suspect. He wanted one of those shirts, and so I dropped him. I was like, well, fuck, I'm already going halfway there to the 930 Club. I'll be in DC. I go over there to the Anthem, which is basically like a 3/4 size arena venue. It's like a purpose-built arena, big venue in DC. It's awesome. It's
what does it seat? What, 5,000?
7,000 or something like that.
That's hefty. That's nice.
It wasn't full in there, but it was, and like two things from that show. One was negative because I've missed the thing, but like first thing is like I obviously, because they're from Texas, like I didn't, I guess I just never, and I've listened to all their shit.
Yeah.
But I guess I never like put together, you know, I get, maybe it's just because it's not a culture that I identify with or was brought up in. It's just how important that band is to the Latino community.
Oh,
Right,
fuck yeah.
yeah.
Because they were El Paso, Texas.
Yeah, El
right?
Paso,
Which is,
Texas.
again, a massive
Yeah.
like Mexican
Yeah,
community.
it's basically it's a Mexico border town, basically. Like if you're in parts of El Paso, you can see, oh, that's Mexico.
Yeah.
And so, and so like all these people, these people with their families, their children and stuff, it was just such a big deal.
That's awesome.
All like kitted out in their like flags and stuff, and I was like, this is
That's fucking
I
great.
just, you know, not being Latino at all, I didn't know that, you know, I didn't, just never occurred to me, and I was like,
You were just like, no, this band's just awesome.
Such a huge, literally, it was
Yeah.
like, this is such a huge deal for them, and I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That I got to learn that about their culture a little bit more. But also, the second thing was that I told Joe, and Joe's like, all you gotta do is film the beat. Like, if they ever do it, I don't know if they're gonna do it, the intro to the first song, Roulette Dares. Is it that Roulette Dares is the first song?
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, my issue with a lot of
Is they all have dumb names?
I can't pronounce half of them.
Yeah.
A sonnet, I want to say it's sonnet something. It feels like Latin's been thrown in there just to fuck with me.
Just to fuck with you.
Yeah,
We need to fuck with Joe.
yeah. I need to fuck with Joe Jackson in England.
Oh no, so that's the thing. Yeah, so it's the first two songs. They're both illegible, irreadable.
Yeah, I completely like. It's just like I don't know how.
But he's like, if they do it, Joe texts me. He's like, if they do it, you gotta film it for me, man.
Didn't you meet the guy? Didn't you see the guy at the driving? And,
When I visited-
Mars Volta when we were in New York.
When I was in New York one time with Karina, we were walking.
He was just doing the most New York thing. He was just stood against the wall.
He was like, he was
in a
literally
denim
like
jacket and jeans.
Not even
right?
that. He was dressed like a 70s cop in like a fucking like pastel maroon 3-piece suit with the big collar, the big collar. Like no, not even
Not
pop. Just
pops.
like but it was like out. That like blazer jacket over his shoulder with his fucking index
my God.
finger through the coat hook, just
Yeah.
like that, and just leaning against the lamppost. And I was
Just
like,
waiting for people to recognise
not
him.
even that. It was just like, oh man, I was like, a few things went through my head. Like, I walked past, like, God, that guy looks cool, and I was like, hang on, that guy looks like. Just Karina, just bear with me one moment. I went over and said, I'm so sorry to ask. Are you the dude from At the Drive-In? Didn't even know his fucking name.
Yeah, the dude.
I was just like,
the dude.
I didn't want to say Cedric because that's the fucking singer.
No.
It's Omar. Is the
Omar
singer.
Rodriguez Lopez.
That's
Yeah.
it.
And I was just
People,
like, I'm
people
so-
say like people come up to me. That's one of the 5 dudes. People come up to me, you know who you look like, and I'm like, I start reading the list off. But
yeah. I just simply went, I'm so sorry, man. You were in At the Drive-In, you were at the Mars Volta, right? And he was just like, yes, I was. And I was just like, dude, you fucking make such excellent music. I didn't like, in this sort of scenario, like, I've never, ever wanted to just be to like someone, can I take a picture? I don't like that shit. And it's like, they don't owe me anything.
Yeah.
Like, all I want to do
Yeah.
is just go up and acknowledge them and say, hey, man, I really love your band. Have a good day. That's all I want from that scenario.
If I could say anything to people that may not hang around with famous people as much as I do,
Flex.
but no, it's nowhere
Flex.
near. It's nowhere near as fun as it sounds. But that will never get old.
Yeah.
For them, like if you ever think, oh, X person doesn't want to hear that from me or whatever. They do. They do. These are people just like you, and like the fact that I was able to come, like that I've been able to like go up to several people just in the past year, like and be like, look, I'm just mixing X band with whatever, you know, or like, hey, but like I just wanted to say, hey, man, like your music means a lot to me, or like or whatever, like you really changed my, you know, like whatever, you really put me straight, or whatever, all that stuff that will never get old to them, and if they respond negatively to you, then that's their fucking problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
That's
so
the way to put it.
like that will
Yeah.
never ever get old to the people who are actually like in it to be like for the craft,
Yeah.
you know. And so I bet you even for him it's just like
I've like
cool.
the craziest
crazy like some weird British dude just came up to me in New York.
like
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, I probably just fucked up this guy's heroin fucking sale. Like I just, oh god damn, like. But
I'm the guy with my razor with my index finger.
you'll see me. Trust me, you'll see me. Just like.
But no, yeah. But anyway, I did not film the show because I took some videos from before and sent them.
Yeah.
But then I got it comes to that part, and because it kind of came out of the last song.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's it. Damn, they're not gonna do it. I was like, because like the second song is like one of their biggest songs off that record, and it's such a great song. It's the one where he goes, "Now I'm lost. I'm not gonna do the thing." But yeah, but like it was like they brought all the lights down, and then the fucking keyboards come in, and I was like, I like grab my phone.
Is the whole thing about this is that the whole intro is like a build up.
Yeah.
Like it's like a classic, almost like a classic intro to an album.
Yeah.
It's like a build up of like sound. It's all you get this sort of like twangling keys, there's twangling guitars, and then the guy starts singing.
It's
and
a
then,
great intro, man.
It's super.
Yeah, it's
No,
such
I
a
can't
good.
remember, was it the first Mars Volta album or a follow-up album or a side project he did where the whole album was a concept album based around the guy that was addicted to getting snake stings, snake bites?
There was
poison,
the follow-up.
and he looked shriveled as fuck. And another band did a song about this guy, and the guy.
Didn't that guy live in London?
The guy, I think he might have. And the guy from Mars Volta
Yeah.
was like, that one song's not enough to dedicate to what this guy went through.
Was it
so
Francis
they
the
did
Mute?
a whole fucking album about them.
Because
But
I
they
know
were
Francis
addicted-
the Mute was the
they were
second one,
addicted-
which fucking
They
spun me
they
out.
were addicted to the snake bite, right? And he was all like shriveled and dried up and shit,
Snake
still
bite.
alive.
Yeah,
Snake
no,
bite,
like,
the mixture of
he would-
cider and beer.
Hey man.
Don't knock it.
Well,
Or
Right.
that was also, hey man,
Sure,
I
vodka for the old
literally
school
actively
snake bite.
can't drink that shit.
Turbo snake.
When
bite.
that-
Turbo snake bite with vodka in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with vodka.
turbo diesel. Yeah,
That was the standard snake bite before, and then it became illegal, didn't it?
did it.
It's too much booze.
It was made illegal, yeah.
I love that
So
the
they
Long
took
Island
vodka
iced
out.
tea.
Walk
can-
into the Fighting Cocks right now and order a turbo
Yeah,
diesel.
fucking
Yeah, so
right.
now
I love that the Long Island iced tea can exist,
Well,
but the
took-
snake bite
so
turbo
there were some places, and I could be wrong here saying backwards, but I remember if you ordered a snake bite, like a proper snake bite, they would put the booze and the
Oh,
blackcurrant
that's
in one
what-
bit.
and
They'd
they give you
a
the shot on the
of
side,
vodka
yeah,
on the
for-
side,
like for
yeah.
legal reasons.
Yeah.
I feel like that might be the peel move.
And
I
just-
feel like
and just
the
look to-
peel
it
is
could have
where
been the
I
peel.
learned. The peel is where I
Could
learned
have been
about
the
snake
peel.
I
bite.
learned about
The
turbo
pill.
diesel in the mill.
Really?
Yeah.
I learned
I like that
about-
we all have different. Like,
But I'd
I
say,
think diesel is the northern term for snake bite.
Yeah.
but there was also
I think
the,
snake bite's cooler.
the Guinness
Snake
Power.
bite is cool.
Guinness-
Snake bite, turbo snake bite is way cooler than turbo diesel.
Fucking
I know
right.
turbo diesel is way better. Turbo diesel sounds like a fucking like
A weed
super
strand?
super slutty like fucking like garage rock band.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Guinness Power
Front woman.
Yeah, front woman, super fucking smoking, walks up
Yeah.
with turbo diesel. She
Where's-
sounds like Brody Doll.
Where's
like,
tit tape?
Yeah,
All the time.
Yeah, that's what I
the
want.
Guinness
now.
Power Bomb as well. I remember Ashley.
Guinness Power Bomb?
Ashley, who listens to
the-
the show.
Oh, is that the
The
UK
Irish-
name? Is that
the Irish car
Is
bomb?
that the name UK name for an Irish
So
car bomb?
it was basically, it might have been. So it was basically he poured loads of Guinness into a big container and then dropped a Smirnoff Ice bottle in it. And
I
it all
remember.
went-
I
and we
remember
drank it and it
seeing.
fucked us.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I do remember seeing someone try to order Irish car bombs in the Cox once.
Me too.
And it was like, because you have to have like the double, you've got the half shot of like Jameson's, and then there was a half shot of Bailey's, I think, or something.
Yeah.
And I was just watching whoever was making them trying to balance these two shot glasses in a pint glass
Oh, so-
without them falling in.
So
like,
I've got an even better story. Like Jack, like Backline Tech on the tour that I just finished, has a story about when this very culturally unaware tech that was with them years ago, they were in Dublin, and he
Right,
goes
yeah.
up to the bar to order Irish car bombs,
oh goddamn.
and he's like, "All right, mate."
Yeah.
And he takes the money, gives him his. I don't think he probably gave him any change. He comes back. Puts 2 pint glasses on the ground. He goes, "Those are your Twin Towers, mate. Get the fuck out of my."
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, you know what? That's a great response.
That is a
Yeah.
That's a
great
great-
fucking response.
That's a mic drop.
Yeah,
I'd
that is
say-
a mic drop
I would
moment.
say that's a good way to wrap
And
it
then
off
that's
as
when
well,
Jack
because
asked Jack what he went and ordered. He's like, "We need to leave
now.
Yeah.
Right
We're
now."
out.
I said it's good. I know Reese's Business got places to be. I said it's a good way to wrap up. Then dropping that fucking. What a fucking mic drop that is. That's a fucking great fucking fuck
We
you.
can wrap if Rhys wants to.
I'm good. I'm actually
Yeah.
like that thing that I was doing. I'm not doing anymore.
Okay, great. Well, in that
Hey.
case, I'm gonna go for a piss. So after a piss break and getting a few more beers, we return to our conversation. We join ourselves here talking about Travis Barker and Blink-182. I go a little bit quiet throughout this next bit because I started getting a serious case of the hiccups as I realised I was actually quite drunk. But yeah, it was awesome. Back to it.
But also Travis Barker is like so lame.
we watched.
Unfortunately,
basically owns pop music right now.
Yeah, it would appear that way. Yeah, he does.
All
I mean,
the
he's
bullshit.
also,
he's on loads.
I call it Avril Lavigne core.
He did have Avril Lavigne, didn't he?
MGK.
Every fucking like pop punk thing that's happening right now. He's
Machine Gun
behind it.
Kelly and all that
Machine
shit.
Gun Kelly, Willow Smith,
so
like it's all
marrying
him,
a
bro.
Kardashian.
Yeah.
So I once.
Yeah, that's how you knew it was all fake.
So
Because he marries into the fakest family in the world.
Oh mate, me and Lizzie. Lizzie likes watching this thing where they show their houses. It's like Cribs, but not Cribs. And
is it like didn't like Vanity Fair do some
No,
shit like that or
it's
something?
like they're called. There's something architecture.
Oh no, it's
design or something.
yeah. I've seen that.
And,
They did one for what is it? Dude from Stranger
Fuck
Things.
It's really good,
Yeah,
really
yeah,
good.
yeah.
He's got the
I don't know who that- you don't know
he's
who
got
that
the
is.
He-Man Master of the Universe poster when he does his. But
David Harbour.
Yes,
they did it. He's
the
a cool
man
guy.
himself.
He does seem like a cool guy. I'd have a whiskey with him.
He seems pretty chill.
And I also have a response to your I had a drink with this person thing. Which no one will care about, but I do.
Okay.
But yeah, like fucking Travis Barker. I don't know, man.
You had a drink with Travis Barker?
No, I did not.
I was gonna say that would.
I'm like you
But
watch this thing with them.
But me and my wife, me and Lizzie watched it, and he's showing around his house. He's banging on about vegan food, and then all of a sudden, Courtney's just sat there with just a shirt like I'm wearing now, with nothing else. And she just sat on the edge of the kitchen counter on the laptop. I'm just working from home, honey. Like,
Yeah, like you do any
it was
fucking
so
work.
fucking fake.
Like you work.
That bitch fucking forgot her email password 7 years
that
ago.
that thing fucking with Kim Kardashian where she's like, nobody knows how to work anymore.
Oh my
Like,
God.
You have to work since 2003 when she got fucked by that dude. Like,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
You were
Like,
on your back when you did work.
When's
Fuck
Kanye-
you.
Kanye-
Like she's
When's
like
Kanye
trying to
West
fucking. It's
gonna
like
kill
nobody
you?
wants to work anymore. It's like fucking horrible wage gap thing
Yeah.
happening right now. Like
I would love to see her do a 10-hour shift at fucking Starbucks, man. I would love to
that
see.
shit would be so hot. Oh my god.
It would be so tight. Lewis Capaldi, as part of like promo for his fucking albums, went and worked at Greg's for an afternoon. Like fucking like.
Sweet. I bet you he fit right in.
Yeah, mate. Chuck fucking Kim Kardashian into a
Fuck 'em.
fucking low
I
job.
do want to buy a Kill the Kardashians shirt.
Oh, fair, yeah.
I do want to buy one. I don't know where you can buy them, but I will buy one
Yeah,
immediately.
fair.
Immediately. Because I think that was a Corpse Grinder or something that was wearing Kill the Kardashians.
Yeah.
And we're about to do some shows with
Oh, is
Cannibal
it?
Corpse. Yeah. So.
Nice.
Very excited for that. If you're in Baltimore, no. I'm just kidding. Hell in the Harbor Festival is pretty badass. High on Fire's playing. It's gonna be
Nice.
fucking awesome. But no, I did have a drink one time with my favorite artist in the whole world because it happened to be her husband at the time's birthday.
Not a lot of people can say that.
Yeah. She's still on my American tour. My one of my favorite artists, Emma Ruth Rundle. She was playing at Metro Gallery in Baltimore. And for whatever reason, I'd just gotten there. I didn't know anybody yet. I'd just gotten back to Baltimore. I didn't know anybody there yet. But for whatever reason, she remembered me from some UK shows I'd seen her at. And she's like, oh yeah, cool. And I fucking sat down and it's her husband's birthday. I think they're separated now. But so the three of us are just sitting at this bar and for whatever reason, this nobody from London is I'm sitting, way after the show is over and everybody's out of there and we're all sitting there just drinking shots of Jameson and stuff. And I was like, this is badass.
That's
man.
it. It's a good feeling because it's also as well. I think that sort of scenario is.
We are referencing the fact that I did not know this. Joe was able to sit down and drink with one of his favorite bands every time I die.
I was, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. I was in the same venue as them. I wouldn't say I'd sat at their table, but I was in conversation distance. Of,
it's funny when you're just and then you start talking shit across the table, and then it's just come hang out. You know?
I mean, it was a weird scenario because as well, as a time, the bar manager at the time pulled out some dried fucking Carolina Reaper chilies and was just like, "Hey, eat one of these," and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Cool. Well, I've made a terrible decision today." And but then also I remember at the time this happens.
How do you have the hiccups?
I know.
You're 5 years old right now. What the hell, dude? I haven't had the hiccups since fucking 1998.
Oh, they're my curse.
It's 98.
They're my curse. The hiccups are my curse.
I think I remember speaking at the time. They had a drummer called Legs, and that was it. That is the only name. That I knew the drummer of was
Oh no!
Legs.
So consecutively, two of their drummers were from Norma Jean.
Yeah, I think there's
Norma Jean. I remember Norma Jean.
Norma Jean. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They've been. I saw Hate 56 again of a video.
Okay,
of his.
well, that's two shout-outs. Let's do like shout-out Sonny Singh, who I met at that fucking Code Orange show.
Yeah, you said.
And it was like meeting a fucking celebrity for me, you know,
because he does like in the way of like gig footage.
he is
It's
the one.
fucking
He's the
bar
one.
none.
And now, luckily, people like Lamb of God and stuff are
Yep.
getting him to do their stuff.
Yeah.
It's like fucking job well earned.
I'd
bro.
seen again like he did so like Every Time I Die every December they do like a Christmas gig in Buffalo.
E.T. the season.
Yeah, they do this Christmas gig in Buffalo.
The end set from that, which has Will Putney in it, who produces like anything heavy that you like, he
Yeah.
probably produced it. The end set from the last Tid the season, I watched that most weeks.
Hefty.
It's
so fucking
so
hefty.
good.
There's a couple of there's because they do like 2 nights.
Yeah.
But they jam
Yeah,
it full of like so much shit. They put on like fucking indie wrestling. I think one of the years they had like Ice-T fucking headlining.
Oh, shit.
Like the fucking like the bands that play are out. It's not that it's just like okay it's confined to this type of music.
Yeah,
They're just
yeah,
like
yeah.
no fuck that.
No,
Like,
it's great.
We want to have like
Because they
whoever's
have
playing.
so many homie bands at this
That's
point.
it.
Yeah.
And again, the other thing I like is that they're so fucking like down, or they were so down to represent Buffalo because it was just. I can't drink every time Greg hiccups because I'm going to be fucking
Yeah, it's bad.
destroyed.
Yeah. You'll go.
But it seems to be this thing that like I don't know what it is about Buffalo, New York, but people in the sense of like musically who are from there
Yeah.
heavily represent.
Oh no,
Buffalo.
always Buffalo. Yeah.
So again, the entire like Griselda records are
Terror.
all from
Scott Vogel.
That's it as well. They and
Who,
in fact
who is
every time
a very
I die,
very good friend of ours, dying for this.
yeah, every time I die, it's again I've said it like at gigs and stuff. Thank you very much for like members of Terror for us to like we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
Terror is one of the greatest bands
Hefty.
ever.
That's like biohazard hardcore like fucking.
We're playing with Biohazard.
Fuck off. Biohazard is still going.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's the
that's okay.
original lineup at
Jesus.
Milwaukee Metal Festival. Jamie Josta from Hatebreed
Yeah.
bought the Milwaukee Metal Festival and is bringing it back, and we were playing the first
fucking
day, and Biohazard is headlining.
Because I always like that the I think it was the guitarist from Biohazard was in like literally like 6 seasons of Oz.
Yeah,
Like it's fucking gnarly shit. Like
Yeah.
I've seen that guy's dick like in a television show, but I've not
My
seen his
only-
band
my-
live.
My only drink with celebrities was not even celebrities really anymore. Was when MTV was in Camden,
Yeah.
and it pissed the it was a full-on storm. So me and my friends took refuge in the I want to say the Oxford Arms.
I know.
It's that one
I
right on
just
the corner,
drove.
right?
I know exactly because I just
Yeah.
drove past the Dev, and I was like, because I was stuck in traffic, and I was trying to get to John Henry's. Thank you, John Henry's. Thank you, John Henry's, for sorting us out that stage box and that in-ear system.
Thank you.
Nice.
Um,
God, we got
so-
a lot of tags this second
Yeah.
episode.
and because I was driving back to John Henry's, from John Henry's, to get here or something, and I drove past like all of the bars that I'd hung out in Camden. And I was like, oh, there's the Dev.
Yep.
There's the Oxford Arms.
It was Oxford
turn
Arms.
around. There's the
Yeah.
fucking World's End. You know.
So I was in there. And
Black
it,
Heart's
and,
a little bit down the road.
fuck the
and
Black
it,
Heart.
and,
Yeah,
and,
like the
and,
Black Heart.
and it
Well, no,
was-
I'm not. If I'm a Cox person, I'm not supposed to. Like
Of course. Oh, that's it.
But it was just me, my friend Lizzie, not my wife Lizzie, my friend Lizzie, and my friend Adam. And just us and Dirty Sanchez in the bar. That's all that was in there.
That's fucking awesome.
we
Fucking
got
time.
chatting
That is
mate.
great. That's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
it was just us in the whole pub, and we sat on the same table and just
Yeah.
chatted for like 2 hours in the pouring rain.
Sometimes that happens. Yeah.
My mate had no idea who they were. Adam, he thought he knew them from a porn film, and he tried to explain to them the porn film he recognised them from, and they just couldn't get their head around it. They were just like, "We don't understand why you think we're those people." He was like, "Because you're called Dirty Sanchez."
Yeah.
Like
No, what you're thinking of is the Screech from Saved by the Bell.
they were
sex
funny.
tape.
They were great.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Is that a real thing?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
no, yeah. For real.
He did porn.
He made
yeah,
he made
yeah.
a sex tape, and then at the end of the sex tape,
He did a porn company,
he
didn't he?
sticks his finger in the girl's ass and then wipes it under her nose.
Sweet.
That's it.
That's awesome, dude.
And then just when I wake up in the morning and your mug gets turn up.
Wasn't that the same company? Is that where he fired his dad from? I didn't want his dad sticking his finger up a girl's ass. Maybe.
What?
He also failed. Fucking hell. fired his dad from his own company. He was
Essentially, I didn't remember
that was a big story.
I mean,
He
that
fired
guy
his
had a
own
gnarly
dad.
life if you think about
He
it.
fired his dad
Like,
from his own
that
company.
dude got into a bar fight on Christmas Day
He did, yeah.
and stabbed a person.
He did. Fuck.
I forgot about
Screech. Imagine being stabbed by Screech from Saved by the Bell. You'd rather die.
Yeah.
I would want to die from those stab
Yeah,
injuries.
yeah.
I was like, I can't live this down.
No, it's not what you want in Tombstone, is it?
Not at all.
No. I
Was penetrated by Screech from Saved by the Bell with a hefty knife. Tough
I would
time.
say probably again a good time to round up the podcast and just enjoy.
Yeah,
some
just
beers
have
and
a
catch
chill
up,
out,
catch up
yeah.
with Rhys.
Alright, should we do? Should we provide?
I
some...
reckon save Gibbs jobs and we'll do those on the intros and outros.
Okay, fair enough.
I
Did
say
you?
that-
Rhys? Did you say you had
Oh
a geese
yeah,
drop?
yeah. Rhys has a
it's
geese
a very,
drop.
very brief thing.
If Rhys
That's-
got
that's-
the
that's
geese
how we
drop,
like 'em.
we can go into geese shopping to end the episode.
Super.
Okay,
That's also,
that sounds
that's also
good.
stuff because Greg's gonna
Because Greg's gonna fucking die in a
Greg's
second.
gonna combust from hiccups in a minute.
So
He's
yeah,
gonna die in a second.
we'll wrap up with geese dropping. One,
He hates it, apparently. He
yeah,
hates
we'll
it.
wrap up with geese dropping. One from Rhys, and then we're going to ours. Geese
All right.
dropping. We hear snippets over a conversation. Help us, others, about context. Read them out. What do they mean? What do they mean? What did you hear? Geese dropping.
Gaze dropping. Having a listen.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sound like Tasmanian devil.
Okay, so this is a pretty good geese drop, but it also is funny because I do know the context. So I'll tell you without context first.
Superb.
So, and then I will explain the context and then retell the story for you.
Superb.
Because
Love it.
I've had a second to think about it.
And then actually, fuck it. Just read out the geese drops I'll send you as well.
Bollocks to
Let's
it.
do it. Fuck it.
Because there are some
fuck
good
it.
ones.
Okay, so I'm walking out of a very, very nice venue in Amsterdam called Melkweg. It's like right off the main street. It's a great venue. Everybody loves playing there. Dutch venues.
Because there's not many Amsterdam
There's
venues, right?
there's like 3.
Yeah.
It's big nice ones. Like so, I'm walking out of the thing and it's late night. And there's somebody pointing at me. I walk out the front door. There's like fans still kind of interspersed, and it's a lot more chill in Europe. People kind of stay in the venue and drink, and then there's like usually a bar in the lobby or something, or
Yeah.
they stand out and wait for the band to come out.
I
in the
mean,
front.
not just Europe. Amsterdam in general is, despite
Yeah,
it's
there's just
fucking
people
amazing.
every fucking
It's
where.
kinda
Yeah,
chill.
It is
Like,
pretty chill there. Yeah. So,
If you go to the right
so
places,
there's
it's
a
pretty fucking
dude.
chill.
So there's a dude and his girlfriend, like fucking standing right by the exit, and I'm like walking out the exit, and then the girlfriend points at me and says something, and I figure out that they're speaking German. So
Right.
there's because like that's the thing about the Netherlands is it's kind of like close to everything, and so
Yeah, yeah.
people will go there sometimes for shows, and so a lot of languages are spoken there. And then so the girl points to me and goes to her boyfriend. Oh, that's just, and I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. Like, and I keep walking, and then as I get closer, the boyfriend looks at me and like narrows his eyes. He's like, zu fat, which means too fat.
No! What? No! Oh, that's a fucking kick in the bollocks.
So basically, this guy's like, oh no, that guy's too fat. That's not
Oh, motherfucker.
and
Don't
so that's
listen
my
to that.
geese drop. And now, now I will provide you.
Well, now there's 2 Germans.
Now I'll provide you with the now I'll provide you with the context. If you happen to be a listener of the last episode, you will know a general idea of what my hair situation usually looks like.
Yeah. Which is glorious, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Yes, very much so.
But there's also a member of Dance Gavin Dance who used to be in the band Chiodos.
Yeah.
His name is Sergio. He's an amazing musician. But me and him have very similar hair situations.
Oh, really?
And so later, as I like walked up to the real Sergio, and in the bus where I was going, and go, oh fuck, and he's like, what, man? And I was like, so I just realized, like halfway through a conversation with him, I was like, so I just realized this girl outside. I walked out of the venue and she thought that I was you. She turns to her boyfriend and says, "That's the guy who's the bass player from Dance Gavin Dance," and then looks at me, and then the guy looks at me and goes, "No, that guy's too fat." He's like,
Oh man!
Because I was going to say.
that's not him. He's too fat.
Yeah, as soon as you
Man,
provide
that's
context,
tough.
you're just like, oh, okay, so all German are swingers then. Like, or they're
Shit.
just like, that guy's a cuck.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Ooh. You never know,
that's
dude.
where my mind went immediately. I was just like, oh, so he's just like allowed to say, like, preference to who you have sex with in front of him? Bullshit. But
That was
apparently not.
That was a leap, dude.
That was a leap.
That was a bit of a leap.
But immediately where my mind went.
Well, yeah. I can't say that it hasn't happened to me before, dude. But,
there you go.
I've sent you my eavesdrops.
Yeah, there's quite a few here.
Yeah, I've sent
as
them
you
all to Joe.
Yeah, Greg hasn't sent these to me because he's currently suffering from a mild case of the hiccups.
mild.
Yeah, mild.
Worried for his life, bro.
Spontaneously combust.
Spontaneously gonna
But we,
yeah, that's like
we do have quite a few geese drops here sent in again from people. I got one
There's
here.
one from Fran in there as well.
There is one from Fran.
Fran. We were right by the NXI, and I was like, "Is it time?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna give her a couple more years."
Yeah.
I'm sure she'd be stoked to see me, but I'm sure she'd be more stoked to see me in a couple more years. So yeah, we were right by there though. Best of love to you, Fran. Though.
Yeah. So I got Sam sent us one.
Go on, Sam.
Sam has sent us a couple of other ones, which I'll get to because they're all like it's like a cluster from like one set. But he's also sent this one, and it just says, "I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do to your cats." But then, wait, hang on.
you gotta keep it together through the whole flow.
It's difficult, man. I'm new to this. I don't know what to do to your cats, but they all just die.
I don't know what you do to your cats.
No, right. I don't know what you do to your cats, but they all just die.
Something bad.
Something bad. Yeah,
Something bad.
You probably kill them, bro.
Them, right?
Something bad.
Okay.
You kill them.
Let's hit pause. I have to pee again.
Go.
Something
Hit pause.
bad.
I'll be really fast.
Something bad.
Something? Yeah, you probably killing the cats, bro.
I like how that sounded as you were walking away.
That makes me think of when Joe in Natterjacks would say about getting a chinchilla and like sticking your cock in the back of it so as all its insides came out its mouth, then you would use it to ice a cake.
That's not a normal thing to say.
No, it's not a normal thing to say.
That's not.
But it was said.
On a whim.
It was said, right, he said it more than once.
He said it more than once.
Multiple times, in fact. It was actually quite a common discussion, if I'm being brutally honest. It was discussed quite a bit.
I mean, he seems to have. I feel like he's tried to figure out the science behind that.
I mean, I don't think he put much figuring into it.
I mean,
It was just like, if I stick my cock in this, all this inside's going to come out of his mouth.
in this.
In this.
Not specifically a chinchilla.
Yeah, well,
He just
it
walks
would be
around.
a chinchilla.
He just walks around and thinks about things
The
that
example
he could
he used was a chinchilla.
push all the insides out of something.
The example he used was a chinchilla, but I suppose it could be a cat.
Hedgehog.
Oh, Jesus, a hedgehog, maybe. Yeah, badger.
If we're just throwing like potential.
If we all teamed up, maybe a badger.
I don't want to gangbang a badger, Greg.
Why?
I don't think I need to provide a reason. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, in all honesty.
I don't need to provide a reason. Holy fuck.
Not today. I don't.
What is that? What is that noise? What is that noise?
That's you hiccuping.
Yeah, I am hiccuping a lot. I am hiccuping quite a lot. I'm hoping it'll go away soon. That was good.
You ever wonder how funny it is that it's called Beaver Town?
Yes.
I never thought of that.
100%.
And like that shit was coming out when I lived here, but
Yeah,
like
it was
fuck.
big,
Yeah.
I never thought about it until just this second.
I'm going to Beavertown.
Recently purchased by Heineken.
Oh, really?
Really?
Damn.
Good for them.
They already, they've
yeah.
already owned, I believe, 49% of the business. Now they've bought all of it.
Cashed
Wow.
out, man. That's good for them, bro.
You know what? I mean, Beavertown has a better rep than
But I don't see the price of Beavertown. I don't see the price of Beavertown
Fucking A,
beer,
bro.
beer going
Brewdog.
down.
They have Brewdog in America now.
Is it?
Sucks.
There's that big one in Vegas, isn't there?
I was in Columbus, Ohio,
Damn.
which is not somewhere you want to be, by the way.
I know it's right here. I've heard many things about Ohio that it's not fantastic.
No, Ohio is the worst state in America, and I will say that on any record. On any record, I will say
I don't
that.
know, man. Until I don't know. Baltimore has an entire 6-season
Oh,
fucking
whatever,
season.
dude. Whatever, dude. Okay, but like,
What's next on the geese drops?
What else have I got here? This is one from Fran. This is apparently a band on stage.
I'm sure she hears a lot of shit.
Yeah, she's been her and her boyfriend Luke have.
He works there too.
I don't think he works there, but his
He
ears
sends a
are
lot
open.
He sends us.
He hears a lot of fucked up shit, and it's
Did you see the
fantastic.
video of Fran falling down
Yes.
That was amazing.
Yes, I have.
Superb.
Amazing.
Superb.
It's saved on my desktop, yeah.
Poor Fran falling down the open,
I've already created a
door
GIF.
to like the cellar is amazing behind the bar. It's so good.
I've already-
Sorry, Fran. It looked like
No.
it looked painful.
Phenomenal.
I will
You
not
survived.
I will not apologize for
You-
that.
you
No,
survived.
just like, I feel like we should have like 10 cards hold up for that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Just like, that's a 10 out of 10 fall.
What did Fran here band say?
So this is a band on stage. Says, we're having a 5-minute break. See you in 10. Be back in 15.
Oh, that's good. I like it.
That's great.
That's a classic
Only
joke right there.
increments of 5 minutes, just
Yeah.
got more and more. If I speak more, I've got to add 5 minutes to it. Also on here is a mum apparently to her daughter on the bus.
Oh, yeah, I heard this
This
one.
is your one?
Yeah, I heard this one.
I can make a curry when home, then we can watch Saturday Night Takeaway.
Have I got the daughter's reply on there?
No.
No, she didn't agree.
Didn't agree?
No,
Was not
she
down.
did not agree. I think her exact words were, "I'm not watching that shit."
She wasn't invested.
I'm not watching that shit.
Oh, hang about. No, hang on. No, you have it. Yeah. Sorry, no, that was in the next bit. I'm not watching that shit. And then the mum said, "Yes, you are." Oh god, what a horrible life.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, right.
Forced to watch
no.
fucking Ant and Dec's Saturday Night Takeaway.
Bet you they're posh as fuck, too.
Oh yeah,
Oh
probably.
yeah, I bet so.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of them fancy. Agree.
to watch that.
Thai green.
Yeah,
A
whatever.
Thai green curry.
Oh,
Yeah.
they weren't posh. They were very much Cheshunt-based family.
Oh, fair enough.
1
alright.
mil. Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. I'll take that back. So he
Marin-
definitely called her a cunt then.
Yeah, absolutely. It's,
She's
it's
still
so,
sad.
like it was endearing.
For the record,
No.
for the record,
No,
That's
the
the
mum-
sort of like where it's like just
But-
children are terrible.
Yeah.
And for the record, the mum was sat directly next to me.
That makes it way better. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Marin has sent
Marin
us up.
sent some in. Yep.
Marin
Marin had gone away, and she was struggling to get geese drops, and then all of a sudden she sent me shitloads.
fantastic. The first one is just Jesus, technology.
That might have been me. You know? That might have been me. If somebody working at the venue and it's like
She was
fucking-
like, I think she's been in San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
Oh, what a horrible place, bro.
Oh really?
Sucks.
Ah, that's unfortunate. It's too many hills, I guess.
Bro.
Yeah, it's a hilly
Trying
place.
to get me and Kirk, shout out Kirk Hine, my bus driver, like me and Kirk trying to get breakfast one day. It's like, oh, well, there's this place right around the corner, Rhys, and I'm like, oh, sweet, I like right around the corner, let's do it. And you're like, we can fucking go over there. That means like a fucking, I don't know how much it's a 100-foot incline, like, I'm like, Kirk, just go without me, bro. Like, fucking hey, man.
Bring me the breakfast back.
I don't know if I ever.
I don't care if my Benny is cold, just bring me the Benny here. Yeah. Leave me behind.
The last time I was in Amsterdam,
Ooh, boy.
I went with Greg, I went with our friend Chris from Earthtide, the bassist, and
Chris, yes.
Chris, yes,
Chris,
of course,
Chris.
Chris, and
Still
Ed.
one of the best like natural live bands I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
Amazing.
yeah.
They can just start playing and it's good.
Yeah. The last time I saw them, whilst Randy was checking his guitar,
Rando.
Steve the drummer and Chris burst into At My Request. Never Too Much by fucking.
That's pretty
I
cool.
remember that.
It wasn't
I
Lionel
remember
Richie.
that.
Why the fuck am I saying Lionel Richie?
I remember them breaking into the song. And
It was so good.
And when Chris and Stephen were drum on bass. Stephen.
Yeah,
Steve.
It's Stephen. Yeah, man, always fun. And I know I'm biased because they're my friends, but at the same time they're fucking
No, for real. Like I've worked with
hot
like
shit.
I have like I've done literal clutch shows.
Yeah,
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, they're like on par with this.
yeah.
And there's
Fucking
3
hell.
dudes. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is insane.
That's
yeah.
it.
What other key shots Marin have?
She says the person who also said Jesus technology. She says he also said I dropped a coin. I'm not going back for it though.
Leave no man behind!
Leave no men behind. Can't be that important.
No.
I mean, I guess coins.
It's not one of those crushed coins that has like the state you've visited.
When
crested in it.
when I was in the day before, when I went to New York last time, it was like the night before we were flying back, so I was like, I need to get rid of all of my money, which is really easy to do in New York. I
Yep.
can tell you this, but I had a fuckload of coins, and I was just like, well, I'm not fucking doing anything with these. So I literally just went around until I saw someone living on the street, and I was just like, look, just have this. And they were just like,
That's not enough.
so appreciative. Imagine that. I was like, this is $3, bitch. Like, and he was just like, oh, thank you so much. Like, and started having a conversation and shit.
See, whenever I hear that, I always think back to 2 bottles of wine Beth, who I worked with in Hilford.
2 bottles,
in
man.
Hilford.
Even I was listening to the fucking podcast back when we learned about her. Yeah.
2 bottles.
When she,
2 bottles of wine, Beth.
When she went on her
love
lunch
it.
break and she went out, there was a homeless guy, so she went and bought him a bacon roll and a coffee, and she gave it to him, and he was like, "No, I don't want that. Can I just have the money?" And that was in Kingston.
That sounds like a Kingston homeless.
That's such a Kingston
And
homeless
she was
person.
so upset, but I got a bacon roll out of it.
I definitely remember giving a crackhead like some change, and when I opened my wallet and he saw like a bunch of 20s in there, and was like, "Any chance I can have one of them?" And I was like, "Fucking no!"
I
It's my
remember,
rent, you dickhead.
being really stoned years ago, easily longer than 10 years ago, being really stoned in London with my mate Lee, and he's like, "You've got to give money to a busker every time you pass one in the underground." Yeah, I was like, "I haven't got any money, any coins." He's like, "Here you go," and he gave me a penny. So went past.
Oh, you fucking
went past.
asshole.
Lee flicked his
You
money in.
fucking dick.
I flicked the penny in. I flicked the penny in, thinking it's better than nothing. And he threw the penny at my head as I was going down the escalator. As I was going down the
fucking
escalator,
deserve it, bro.
the fucker picked it up and he fucking threw it at me.
He stopped mid-song to assault
He
him.
threw it at me. And I was obviously really
great.
stoned and like, oh my god. I just didn't react. It
dear.
hit my head. I didn't react. Just
That is
kept
fucking
just
super.
pretending I'm looking at the adverts and didn't
Oh,
notice.
Just like,
man.
nope, definitely didn't hit me.
What was this, Maris? What was this,
Definitely don't want to kick the shit out of that guy.
Oh my god.
What's Marin
Dear
saying?
Lord, that was all the ones from Marin, and then
Okay.
we've got a bumper edition from Sam. Geese dropped from 2 kids on the tram. I'm guessing both were 12 or 13.
Oh yeah, these are awesome.
These are amazing.
These are always
He sent
good.
these into
I've
our...
not read all of them, but I saw the first one.
Oh my god. So the first one, they caught me in bed with her. We've been at it all night.
And they're 12 and 13.
12 and 13.
You fucking
That
liar! Shut up.
That just sets the tone
I see,
for the rest of these.
I see. I'll shut up. Yeah.
Yeah. I was smashing the gym at 5 a.m. I'm going to get through these and I'll tell you my response after he sent them all through.
You
as
got
well.
it. Kick it.
I can't be arsed going out tonight. Think I'll just stay home and get stoned. Again, keep in
I
mind,
agree with that one.
12 or 13. I mean, my entire outlook is after
I was
finished
still
work,
so
like,
fucking uncool when I was 13.
yeah, right?
Shut the fuck up. you-
I was afraid of everything when I
Yeah,
was
me
13.
too. Yeah, me too.
Sophia, yeah, she's fit, but does she swallow?
Oh
Right.
boy.
12 or 13.
Oh dear.
We have to assume that Sophia is older than that, otherwise
We can
might.
assume, but we'll probably be wrong.
And then the absolute icing on the cake. Oh, mate, Asian pussy hits different. You need to try it.
What?
Yeah. Now, as I said, I read through these, and the only outcome that I came to is that 12 or 13-year-olds are so desperate to be 28.
Yeah.
Yeah, specifically
Well, no,
28.
that's the thing is like when I lived here, that's basically what kids want.
What?
Yeah. Which is really sad.
Is that the last one on the list?
That is the
21,
last one.
21 to 24 is what they're talking about, and
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
gonna get it anytime soon.
No.
Like, it's just like, look, enjoy, like,
wait till it
serious.
gets-
enjoy
wait till
being
it-
young.
it's
Enjoy
worth the
being a
wait,
kid.
Just wait.
It
I know
truly
you
is.
can't buy cigarettes, and I know you can't buy fucking booze, but you can probably someone can buy you nitrous, which is why we see.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Fucking
So
everyone.
I did hear one mortgage shop which I cut off the list at the time because they were sat next to us, the 2 guys, so they've gone now. There were 2 guys that sat next to me earlier when I was waiting for you guys, and I heard one of them say to the other, "What's your wage? If you tell me, I'll tell you how much I earn."
Were they reenacting the
the guy-
scene from Wolf of Wall
The
Street?
guy didn't tell him. The guy just kept quiet.
Really?
It was really awkward.
That sounds
He was
really-
like, "What's your
I
wage?
mean, that is an
you
awkward
tell
question.
Me, I'll tell you how much I earn."
Okay,
and
so-
the guy didn't. He just drank his drink. He didn't respond.
You know that's crazy. You know why that's crazy? So I got here yesterday, and I was like, fuck, I'm so fucking blown out. Like I just gotta eat something and go to sleep.
Yeah.
And so I went to the Antelope, and I fucking
Oh, nice.
and had a roast.
Oh, really? I was going to say, did you have the pizza?
No, I can't really eat pizza anymore.
Oh, fair enough.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate.
But I haven't had a roast in a long time. And
I mean, if you're going to get a roast, that's one of the best places.
yeah, and I was like, fuck, give me the triple, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, give me the triple.
Yeah.
All the meat.
Yeah.
All the
the meat.
Yorkshire pudding.
And and so yeah, I'm sitting there eating this roast, and I'm sitting next to these two fucking dudes who work in sales, and it's like
It doesn't end.
they're having this whole conversation about like all their workplace drama,
Yeah.
and like all of like the things about like their numbers and like everything, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
The guy's like, it's like a young guy and an old guy. The old guy's like, yeah, you just got to learn that it's like this, and then other times you got to do this way. And I'm like, okay. And the guy's just so like, oh, well, you know, like this guy is saying this to me, and this guy's like, oh, I'm like, do you think he hates me? Like, oh, do you think he's afraid that I'm gonna like? And I'm like, whoa, dude. I am so glad I don't work a fucking normal job.
No, fair. I don't, mate. I did. You know what? Like, my mantra for work these days is like, I turn up, I do the job, I go home, and that is like, and then the next day is a new day.
Yeah, when you have a job like that, it's way easy.
Yeah.
You know, like, but like these people that like
They don't. That's
they
all
think,
they. That's
you know,
all they have.
all these like salesmen and like middle manager people, they think they're like warriors.
Yeah. Front
And
line. They're on the front
They're on
line.
the front lines
Yeah.
of business.
Of
And I'm
sales, yeah.
like, what fucking crazy
You know what?
person
I wanna put
convinced you that you're like a warrior?
Yeah, I want to put them on the front line of Normandy.
Yeah.
There's a
And
roundabout.
they're going to be the ones that are throwing up before the boat
You
even
know
fucking lands.
you know the roundabout right by my house where the shop is. The
Yeah,
the
yeah,
shop? I was driving back from work yesterday, and there were two guys on there, two crackheads having a like fronting each other out face to face, getting into a fight.
Amazing.
And I was like, oh,
Awesome.
and I was like, I went to
Stop the car and watch it.
Oh, man, I thought
I-
Bomb Fights was dead.
That's great, bro. It's
Sick.
awesome.
And I
Crack
was like,
fights.
I can't wait to tell Lizzie this. And then when I got in, Lizzie was like, oh, she did the food shop in Lidl's that day when I was at work. And she's like, two guys were squaring up to each other in the frozen aisle. And I was like, what, in fucking Lidl's? And she's like, yeah. She basically, he was having a go at some guy who seemed like he was on the spectrum, was accusing him of following him around the shop.
Super.
And apparently the guy on the spectrum was like, no, I'm not. Walked away, turned around, and gave him the fucking both hand middle fingers.
Oh, the double bird.
Like both of them as he walked
Fucking
away.
Stone Cold Steve Austin did
Oh,
before he gave
yeah,
him the
man.
stunner.
Set him off even fucking more. Set him off
Oh, it's
even
great.
fucking more. Amazing.
Oh
Fucking
man,
love it.
there's so much hostility around, and you know what?
It's bad, man, yeah.
It's everywhere.
It's so yeah, even like where I live, where like people are supposed to be nicer, but like you're just like, dude, chill.
Yeah, it's like that. No one's got any
Like
children.
okay, perfect example. We're leaving Alexandra Palace. We stayed over the night, and me and my bus driver. It's raining. It's fucking nuts. These two dudes in BMWs are like trying to get into the service lot. When my bus driver asked me to get out and check to make sure that the ass end of the trailer doesn't like scrape on the fucking pavement, because it's a big incline to get out of there. And I was like, cool, man. And the security guy's there. There's another security guy there to like make sure the gate opens properly. And so like we're all sitting there, and these two guys in the fucking, can you just move here? Can you move up to here so we can get through? And I'm like, dude, we're leaving forever.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, you can do whatever the fuck you just like, but can you move now here? And I'm like,
yeah.
can you see the driver's not even the fucking bus?
We're leaving forever.
We're leaving now. And the guy's like, oh, can you just like, is that classic London, like,
Yeah.
I need what I want now.
Yeah.
And you can suck it.
You
Yeah,
are
like,
never gonna have this situation again with us. This is literally
This
gonna
is
be
it.
it.
This is it.
And
This
it's
is
only
it.
gonna be about another fucking minute.
30 seconds.
Yeah, at most.
30
Like,
seconds it took.
Fucking dickheads,
Yeah.
man, everywhere,
Yeah, everywhere.
mate. Fucking hell.
Anyway, cheers.
Indeed.
Cheers.
I've got an
So,
empty
yeah.
glass, but I'll still
I'd
clink.
say, yeah. On that night, back to the studio.
Back to the studio.
Back to the studio, yeah.
Was awesome catching up with American Rhys. After that conversation, actually, we had another couple of beers, moved inside the pub, had a beer in there. Then we went to the Cox. I think we stopped at Greg's on the way. Got to the Cox, had a few more beers there, some whiskey. And I think I got home relatively early, about 8 o'clock. But I literally woke up at 1 in the morning, lying across my bed with my jacket on, my shoes on, just not ready at all. And yeah. So yeah, that was a successful night out, I guess. I didn't eat anything either, apart from one terrible slice of pizza at Greg's. So yeah, it was actually, God, it was the most drunk I think I've been out for a while. But it was awesome. I really enjoyed catching up with Rhys. Yeah, we'll be back next episode. We're going to have a bit of a celebratory episode next episode. I'm not quite sure what that's going to be yet, but we're basically going to celebrate 203 episodes of All Seeing Guys. Boom! We'll see you guys then. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye!
The All Seeing Guys podcast is part of Podnose, the UK's leading independent entertainment podcasting network. For episode archives of the All Seeing Guys and all of the shows on the network, visit us at www.podnose.com. You can also follow us on Twitter via @podnose or send us an email via admin@podnose.com.